Hey guys, it's your boy TG and yeah, bring it from the bottom. You're locked into another edition of
Another.
Good Got You. And I got all the guys here today. Cheryl's coming in later. Marcus is right here beside me. Cam with the plans on the opposite side. I normally say where the hell he's at, but he's actually here, so I can't say that. But we got a lot to
I'm
talk
only
about.
here because I don't want to get fined.
You might get fined anyway. But Cheryl may be joining the show with us tonight. And we got a lot to talk about. So we look forward to her coming in if she can. She takes care of family business, not business business. In the same situation that I'm talking about here, is we got the NFL Super Bowl recap going on. We got Russell Wilson and the crew we were talking about. We got all this good stuff. We got the Washington football team got some issues going on in their own backyard. And then we're gonna talk about who's the baddest guys in their groups. Their wide receiver, their QB, their tight end, their running back. We'll talk about that. And then, boy, oh boy, what people been waiting for. NBA season already began, and it's getting hot and nitty gritty over there, especially with Kansas, Brooklyn Nets, especially my damn Clippers. But we're gonna talk about that in a few. But let me start out the show as I always do. MPG, we back one more time. We didn't conclude the whole entire NFL season. Cam just showed up, whatever the hell.
Which is bittersweet.
It's bittersweet.
It's bittersweet.
But we just seen Cam in and out of the damn show. He don't even know where the hell he's at right now. But we'll ask him how he's feeling in a few minutes, if he even stays that long. But how do you feel being back?
I'm feeling good.
Cam, how you feeling? I mean, we've been with you 3 weeks. I mean, you've been in and out of town. It's like you a bank robber from the east to the west coast.
Hey, look, you always know I am one call away. You may not see me, but I am always one call away. It feels good to be back, fellas.
Oh, definitely. And we got a lot to talk about while we all are here. And Cheryl will be joining us soon, as I would say. But the Super Bowl, boy, oh boy, from the beginning to the end, it's been crazy. It's not the word. But let's start out with more than just the Super Bowl. Before we got even to the Super Bowl, you got Super Bowl week, and we all know we've all been there or somewhere fashion from elementary school to up. We've been to some kind of championship, if it's runner up, if it's a champion, and you all know during that week something's bound to happen, and we all know that. I can recall myself and Cam working with the Rough Riders championship week, championship day. Cam, I think you remember. I was traveling to facilities, and I was in the car accident before the game.
Yep. Before the game.
Things like that happen. Even you know that. You know waking up on championship day or the day before you go, stay your ass at home because something's going to be able to happen. And that's what happened on my championship day. But for the Kansas City Chiefs side of the ball, Britt Reed, one of their coordinators, I think their assistant, I don't know what his actual job placement is. Y'all know, y'all can say it.
Linebacker coach.
Okay. Andy Reid's son is on administration leave after following a car accident which he caused. I think it's drunk driving, if I'm staying correct. And he took he kind of injured several different people, but a 5-year-old girl was the most injured, and she's in critical condition. I don't know her kind of issue right now that's going on. I just know she was in critical condition once she got there. And sometimes we go, this stuff takes over the game. I mean, and some people go, oh, the Super Bowl is rigged anyway. No, and sometimes it could be. But I think in situations like this can't take away your mind. Your son has been in an accident which he's drunk driving. I don't know why the hell he's out there drinking and driving. He needs to stay away from that stuff. But secondly, somebody gets injured and you don't know what's going to happen. And then you got to think about that plus the Super Bowl. But Cam, I'm going to ask you this first. Do you think it really made that much? I mean, we say stuff like this happens, it creates havoc in the locker room or between coaches' minds. Like, why did he go out there? And everybody starts pointing fingers because we should have been practicing, but you only had a 2-day span to get to the facilities. Do you impact on Andy Reid and how he coached the game on this previous Sunday?
No, there was no impact on the result of the Super Bowl. I can guarantee that. What happened in the Super Bowl was a shellacking that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers put on the Kansas City Chiefs. Just that simple. I'm not gonna even sit here and pretend like the his son causing all that nonsense and whatnot was that big of a distraction for him, for Andy Reid himself. No, no way possible. That defense of Tampa Bay Buccaneers showed up, showed out. Just that simple.
And one of the things that we talked about that come through this kind of deal is before we get to you, Marcus, and past his son doing that stupid act, I would say. You go to Patrick Mahomes. He came out and said that he played that. I can't even say the word, but crappy game that he played. Did he scrambled 500 yards in a championship game and didn't score a damn touchdown? Tell me that. 500 yards running, literally, Captain should be running for his life.
I believe the exact number was 497, if I'm not mistaken.
Close enough. But damn it, he ran 500 yards. That's even if the computer didn't even calculate every step that he took. Because sometimes computers have the issues. So he ran approximately 500 yards in a Super Bowl game, threw 2 interceptions, and he was sacked almost every play. Damn the statistic. They touched that man every single play, unless it was a running play. That's the bottom line. But he did underwent a toe injury. They know Cam, no, damn that I'm not making no excuses with this man. He said that the toe injury didn't have nothing to do with it. He said he underwent that injury. He underwent the surgery, and now he's going to be recovered by training camp. So that's good to get that out the way. At least he didn't go like other quarterbacks and say, it made me, bullshit. It's the bigger deal of them all. That didn't hinder his game. But going to Tom Brady. Now, Cam, you can speak on this too, because I know you got a lot to say about Tom Brady. And I know he is, quote unquote, the GOAT to some people, not to me. But the thing is, Tom Brady underwent a minor knee surgery. Just kind of keeping up with the young bucks, trying to make sure the bones get shaved right and make sure all the arthritis don't kick in quite yet. He is old. But Marcus, how do you think that'll impact him? I mean, he's getting older. He's talking about contract extensions from the parade. We've seen him toasted. Cam, we'll get there in a minute because I like to see people toasted. But the thing is, how do you think that may impact? I mean, these minor things going on, injuries coming up soon. What you think?
I think it will impact Tom Brady tremendously. I mean, we've seen Tom Brady over the years play with that knee brace just to protect himself from getting injured. And now having a minor knee surgery, just trying to get his bones as it is, or trying to keep up with the young QBs like Lamar Jackson, like Patrick Mahomes, like Russell Wilson. It's going to take a lot of time for Tom Brady to even keep up with the young QBs if he can do that.
Well, we got a lot to worry about in him. But Cam, we talked about this earlier today, and me and Cam talk almost every day in YouTube. The fact that the matter is, Tom Brady in Tampa in the water on some boats, their own private boats, celebrating in the parade. And guess what he do? Get drunk, sloppy. He even had the audacity to full-fledged toss the Lombardi trophy from one boat to the other.
Anything could have happened to that trophy. Anything.
How do you feel about that? I like to see it like that. Because, I mean, we've seen Tom Brady. I mean, we've seen other athletes like Kawhi Leonard in basketball. They're so professional that people are like, oh, he's letting his hair down. He shouldn't do that. Damn that. Everybody like to let their hair down a little bit. And Tom Brady did that. And I actually admire Tom Brady even more when he acted like that. He goes, oh, well, we won on to the next game. No, it's not on to the next game. You have to celebrate in the moment. It didn't go on. But Cam, anyways, how do you feel about Tom Brady's celebration attempt? And Gronkowski didn't even touch the damn thing because he said, "No, no, no. Last time I touched it, it was did it." And so now the Patriots got this did it trophy sitting there, their showcase. But that's a special moment. But Cam,
I loved it. I'm not gonna lie to you. I loved every second of it. We finally got to see Tom Brady as a human. We see him as this serious competitor during football season, day in, day out. He actually had the opportunity to actually celebrate, and actually enjoy this Super Bowl victory. Because it seems like he's enjoyed this Super Bowl victory a lot more than when he was with the Patriots. I'm not saying anything, but it really seems like he's happy to be in Tampa. I think he's found a good home, and believe it or not, I think that surgery wasn't anything like major. I just think like he got really drunk in Tampa. He slipped and he may have, you know what I'm saying, like sprained a little ligament here and there just based off him not being able to hold his liquor. But I don't think it's anything serious. I just think that it's just something to quote unquote clean up from maybe a post like when Marco Polo the greatest said he had an ACL injury. He had to wear a brace for a reason. Maybe, he's having some ailments from that, but that happened like many years ago. Maybe he's having issues with that. But I don't think it's anything serious. The way he's played this entire season, no, I don't see the issue. But realistically speaking, I'm happy to see him, be a human and not be a robot like we're used to seeing him in the professional world and whatnot. So kudos to him. He's the GOAT. On to the next.
and the bottom line of it is, I mean, it may get a little bit harder next season for any Madden players because now Tom Brady has 7. The damn chart only goes to 100% ratings. Whether it'll give him 120 and a mechanical arm on Madden, I don't know. But the modded players and them guys will figure that out. Other NFL offseason news, and we'll give you a lot of breakdown. And one thing I want to talk about is the earthquakes in Seattle. And it's not just the coaching staff right now. It's Russell Wilson. And me and Cam talked about this. And one thing of it is Russell Wilson possibly is not he's not open, I would say, but there's some trade rumors going around. Not only that, there's more and more people who would not want Russell. I mean, if he gets a sturdy line, because right now he's getting quote unquote, I'm getting hit too much. No quarterback wants to do that. Not Aaron Rodgers, not Tom Brady, not whoever, Dak Prescott, none of them, not Lamar, not nobody. And the bottom line of it is, should Russell just hunker down for another season and see where things go, or I'm leading this to MPG, see what you guys say, but should he hunker down and just wait one more season, see how things go, or should he risk his options to see what team wants him?
I think it's just best for Seattle to keep him. I mean, with a quarterback like Russell Wilson, he is your franchise god. And you talked about him getting hit too much. Well, that all leads to the O-line trying their best to protect him. And that also leads to the NFL draft. If you want to draft an offensive lineman, a star offensive lineman at that can contain your quarterback, whether it's running game or pass blocking, then it is important for the O-line to step up and also fulfill their assignments.
It's a lot. And Cam, what's your take on that? Russell's a great quarterback, and I mean, the last season he's been quite questioned. What can you expect? Your offensive line not doing their job. How can a QB do their job?
I
Throughout.
mean, realistically speaking, Russell's going nowhere because there's no team that has a great offensive line that needs a quarterback. Think about it. All the teams that need a quarterback have pretty bad offenses as a whole. And realistically speaking, they have pretty bad teams combined, you know? So really, if like Marcus said, this is why the draft is very important. You have first round picks that you could possibly trade up to get a stud offensive lineman. Don't wait to the second, third round to finally draft an offensive lineman. No, you get it with your first round pick. Send a message. I hear you, Russell. This is what we're going to do because we have your back. You are my franchise quarterback. You are my franchise player. We want to be successful. We want you here long term. We are going to get you what you're requesting. And that's all he's asking for is protection. That's all he needs. Because
And more,
honestly, there's no way he's going to survive in this league if he continues getting hit the way he's getting hit. He won't last. And I'm not saying he's a bad player. I'm just saying longevity wise, injury wise, he hasn't had an injury yet, God forbid. If he keeps running for his life, no, it's going to be bad. Or either he's going to have that wear and tear on his lower half just because he has to continue getting off the turf every other play. That's the issue. So, like Marcus said, you draft an offensive line, or better yet, look toward free agency, clear cap space. What do you need? What don't you need on your team? Cut the loose ends. Get rid of them. Just straight up. They're gone.
and more
You
importantly,
take that hit in cap space, then you get your offensive line. Go ahead, Marcus.
Russell Wilson, he want as we all know, he wants to go back to the Super Bowl. And like I said before, if he wants to do that, it's up for the offensive line to fulfill their tasks and assignments to help out their franchise quarterback in Russell Wilson and not just keep him running for his life every second and every play.
Running for his life is one thing, and then most QBs, unfortunately, in the NFL are experiencing some type of running for their life right now, including my Green Bay Packers. But Russell, I'll honestly, like you both guys said, stay there. It's the best option. Where are you going to go to? A Jets, a Broncos? I mean, you go in the worst of scenarios, and you're not going to get no help. But at least there you have longevity and trust inside that you speak out that they would somehow help and work with you on getting something completed for Russell. But in the meanwhile, talking about QBs, we talk about another QB that obvious of all things, he's not a starter right now, but we possibly can talk about him in the future, and that's the Washington football team signed with extending the showtime of Tyler Heineke. Whatever Cam would say, Taylor Tyler. What is it?
Put some respect on his name.
Heineke.
He is an ODU product. Put some respect on his name.
Do it look like I can? No, it don't.
You should.
No. I know. I understand. He was about 20, 30 yards from being Tom Brady. But sure would have, but he didn't. And that's the bottom line of it is. I mean, what? Ain't he? Is he? No, Cam. ODU all that. I don't care.
So disrespectful.
You just wish the Packers could have got him. That's all, man.
The fact that Cam has the audacity in the mind to come on here and to miss all these shows and come on here and sound like he may be drunk off of whatever Tom Brady may have had. But Cam, do you think this move from Heineke is smart? I think it's damn sure smart because Alex Smith may go down the game too. I don't know because he's that injury prone. But what's your thoughts on that idea?
I mean, any quarterback is better than Alex Smith. Not saying Alex Smith was a bad quarterback, but this man is playing on one leg. How much more do you really have left in the tank? Plus, it ain't like 36. Sit your old ass down somewhere. Seriously, you're gonna get really hurt. That's what I'm really worried about. Like
Yeah,
realistically
exactly.
speaking, like even when he played after they announced that he was a starter, he did not look good. Those 4, 5, 6 games, he did not look good at all. You went like 9 for 18, 9 for 19, barely hitting 120 passing yards. Like that's not impressive at all. And the way the league is tailored, like the NFL is a copycat league. Everybody wants a quarterback who's mobile at some point. They want a quarterback who can extend the play. You can't expect that from the bronze kneecap. Come on now. So it was a smart move for the football team to do that. I mean, and it made sense that they got rid of Dwayne Haskins as well because he was a statue in the pocket. Even at Ohio State, he wasn't a mobile quarterback. He was 6'4", and he ran like a 6'4" 40. He's slow. They don't want that in the league. They want someone who could at least, like I said, extend the play. And it's okay if he's 6'4", but he's not a Cam Newton. Cam Newton can do a little something, and he takes hits. Same for Ben Roethlisberger. They take the hits. But Dwayne Haskins won't like that. So, but for Taylor, he has a lot of learning to do. But I think this is a really good conservative move on. But don't be surprised if they do draft a quarterback in this draft. I'm just saying. Don't be surprised. They may draft a defensive back, but don't be surprised at all if they sign. Oh, I'm sorry, they draft a quarterback.
No doubt in my mind that they would. That they need to draft somebody. I mean, not in the fact that Heineke's not the answer. Don't get me wrong. He could potentially do some damage in the long run, but they have to make sure they keep a sturdy offensive line, or we'll see just like other quarterbacks, he'll go down pretty quickly. But him coming in that one game, time to pump the brakes. It's one damn game. Anybody can look like a stud or a bust in one game. You look out there like a Hall of Famer. That's what he did. But who just said that he come out there next year? Alex Smith gets hurt in week 2, and we talk about the Washington football team. Now you're making the damn playoffs. And Tyler Heineke is out there at the forefront. Who did we see do that? Nick Foles. He came out there and got one ring and a lollipop, and damn it, he's on the sideline, and they don't even know they're going to start him again. So that's the problem. Yeah, Cam, I'm very harsh today. Disrespectful, damn right. But Marcus, how do you feel? Tyler Heineke, do you think he's the answer to the question, or do you think, bring him back? I like the 2-year thing. I kind of want to do it for one. But do you think it's smart?
Well, I do think it's smart for him to for the Washington football team to bring Taylor Heineke back. And it's like Cam said, with Alex Smith, he's not a bad quarterback, but you just don't want a quarterback just hopping on one leg, just throwing passes to any receiver that's open. That's why it's important for the Washington football team to draft a QB just to add on to that QB depth. Like, for example, if the Washington football team get a guy like Trey Lance from North Dakota State, who's mobile, who can run with the football and throw with the football, I feel like that sort of QB system actually works with the Washington football team because they actually have different options that they can choose from.
And Tyler, don't get me wrong. Heineke's a very good quarterback. It's all one game. We got to figure out the rest. I hope he can go a whole long season and do some great things. No doubt in my mind, I hope he does do great things. But we got more to talk about. And one of these things is a huge issue that's going on in the league. And we'll see what's going on in the NFL with this. And that's the process of, let's talk about how not only do Deshaun Watson won out, but J.J. Watt said, I'm pulling the plug. I need to go. But hold on, Houston, we do have a problem. Guess what? Damn that. Not neither one of them left. Guess who left? The president of the operations bounced. And he said, I'm getting out of there. And then Cam, I got to give it to you first, because I know you've been talking about this all day long before we even got here. We're planning this to happen. The fact of the matter is that the president escaped a total ugly situation that's going to happen in Houston. They're trying to hire a head coach. They did that. It won't right. Now the quarterback's like, I really want out. And now he hasn't even been picked up yet. J.J. Watt's still sitting on the corner saying, I don't even want to be here. Cam, what is the solution to the problem, to the madness in Houston, if there's any?
Well, the solution would have been listen to your quarterback. That's simple. He gave you the suggestions for who he thought would be best in certain positions. He is your franchise player. you should definitely take heed of every little thing that he says because guess what? Who's the Houston Texans backup? I'll wait. Exactly. You don't know. I don't know. That's the thing. You take Deshaun Watson out of Houston, Houston's nothing. And you can take JJ Watt, even with JJ Watt sideline, because what's the issue with him? He is an older veteran who can't stay healthy. At one point, he was extremely dominant at what he did, but we can't continue living in the past and act like JJ Watt is still this dominant force like a Khalil Mack, like an Aaron Donald. He's not like that anymore. He's really not. Yes, he still requires double teams. Yes, but guess what? He's not getting to the cornerback a lot. You know why? He's not on the field. So for me, as if I'm a Houston Texans GM, I'm not gonna want to sign him back just based off him not being able to, be on the field. Forget what he's done off the court. That's great. I'm glad you do that. When you make that type of money, I want you to be a philanthropist. I want you to give back. You're supposed to give back when you had that amount of money, when you're making that much money. You're supposed to do things for other people. But right now, Houston just they aren't what they should be. They should be winning that division every year. You have one of the best quarterbacks in the league. There's no issue. I mean, well, the issues that are on the team starts off with the receiving core and the lack of offensive line. But even with that being said, Deshaun Watson still puts up crazy numbers. And they already said they're not going to trade Deshaun Watson. So what do you do from here? The president said, you know what? We can't make this happen. I'll leave. He escaped a very toxic situation. Kudos to him. But now I just feel bad for whoever is, stepping up into his position. That's what I'm worried about. Because now it's like, well, you have a very unhappy quarterback who can say where he wants to be traded to, but you're already stuck on not trading him. So do y'all think he's going to sit the bench and not play? Do you think he'll just, he'll play and just be upset and he'll just wait till his contract ends and just go elsewhere? Like, what do y'all think is going to happen?
Look, one of these things is if he plays, the worst case scenario right here of a QB playing like this is the fact that you do that, and what I've seen many people do, they hurt their own career because they go in there and, I don't want to play. I'm mad at this team. We just seen that happen with several players, and they ain't even got to be the QB, and they blow the game. And potentially, when you look at that as an owner or a recruiter of another team, you kind of go, so if you ever get mad at us, you not even gonna say I'm out if we don't send you nowhere. You go in the game and just give the game away to somebody else. And then our record is bad, and they are. But it should be some kind of, just like the Patriots. You look at, I'm not saying that's no category of both QB or the ownership. But you look when they want to get rid of somebody, it's a mutual thing. Look at when Tom Brady and the Patriots wanted to get rid of each other. They kind of just said, okay, we both want to split. No, why the hell the Texans don't want to do that? Let the man go. All he can do is either go be a stud or a bust. And then you get something back. That's what it's called. If you go trade somebody, get something in return. Do what the Rams and the Lions did. Well, we know who lost and won that trade. But at least if you do something, at least get something. But damn it, you want somebody to sit there that don't even want to be there anyway. Have you ever sat in somebody's house, Kim, and I know we all did this, sat in somebody's damn house, the food is trash, and you sit there and go, you put your top on top of the food, you know you're tossing and dressing, you just don't want to be there. But your car, your ride ain't outside yet, and you like, hey, yo, come on, I gotta go.
So you just here waiting. You just sitting there waiting.
And then what you do, you get pissed off, and then it all blow up, kaboom. It's all over from there. And then everything hit the fan. I can't say that word. Don't lie. But everything hit the fan, and it's all over. Cause you hot now. You might be a little tipsy. You might be like Cam, a little tipsy. Wherever the hell he may be at. But I had to say it, kid. I had to say it wherever the hell he may be at. I can't say it.
There's no way you said that.
But the bottom of the line is, I think they should just let him leave and get something. I don't care if you get a trade pick or whatever. Some people say he's not worth it. Some people say
Deshaun Watson is worth 2 first round. He is worth the same
It's
thing that
worth
they
it, dude.
got Matthew Stafford for. Come on now.
No,
No,
I wouldn't.
he
I, Cam, all honest, I would not give nothing a first round anything for him. He is not showing enough production for me to go, hey,
did you not see his numbers this past year?
I
He
didn't
had
do it.
MVP numbers with a
Go
terrible
playoffs.
team. Oh my gosh.
People out of town.
Well, I just feel, in my opinion, I feel like the best case scenario for Deshaun Watson is if he if he does get traded, probably one one other team that could probably get Deshaun Watson, they could probably exchange for maybe a conversational pick. That's just in my opinion. But with Deshaun Watson, he could, like I said before, he put up big numbers. He put up over
Mhm.
4,000 yards. He completed over 70% of his passes. It should be a team out there that's a good fit for Deshaun Watson.
I'm looking at the comments here.
Miami Dolphins.
I can't see through this application, but I'm seeing it right here. And Nate Dogg said that the 49ers, they would probably give an option to Jimmy G. They're just to be smart, Jimmy G and 2 first round picks to get him. Now, in their scenario, Jimmy G needs to be gone. I'm sorry. He should have been gone a season ago. But you're sitting there paying a man like him to sit in the bleachers. I can come do that. But and then you got Nick Mullins out there busting his ass every week to not win a game because he don't know how to win a game.
He'll still be a backup, but
That's a backup. Anybody can do that job. But I think what Nate said, the 49ers situation, that would be smart for them. Now, Cam, I will approve that. That kind of approval and what they need, Jimmy G's injury prone, he's
The
young.
49ers?
To the
So
Niners.
you're telling me you
Jimmy G's
go
hurt.
ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
They
Go
got
ahead.
Jimmy G is hurt, Cam. You telling me that you would have Jimmy G the way he is right now? Look at Deshaun Watson. Hell no.
No.
Hey,
What
Watson.
I'm saying is
I'm gonna go watch.
What I'm saying is a better fit for Deshaun Watson would be Miami. Hands down, tenfold Miami over San Francisco, bro. I'm telling you right now.
See, Cam. See.
Did you not hear what he said? He wanted to play for first of all, he wanted a black head coach and a black GM. What does Miami have?
so what you
Both
say,
of those.
so what you saying is, Cam, you would want Tua out and put Deshaun Watson in.
Yes, I've never been sold on Tua. I'm never sold on Alabama quarterbacks based off Alabama quarterbacks having all that weaponry around them. Can
But
you
no,
can you please name one successful Alabama quarterback that's played in the NFL? I will wait.
look, I don't
I
give a
will
damn
wait.
that, Cam. The bottom of the matter is right now, you telling me the team that still believes in almost a 90-year-old quarterback and mixing him and Tua together over there in Miami this whole damn season. This guy can't even hit hot water, and they lost the game to go to the playoffs. But then you want you want that Deshaun Watson to go down there and get into a quarterback mix that they don't even know how to stay loyal to a quarterback.
Just look
And
at
that's the thing right there. I can
Not like
first
you're trying.
Deshaun Watson is better than Tua. Deshaun Watson is better than Fitzpatrick. I'm confused. That there are matchmen. You give up those draft picks that the Texans traded for, well, traded to Miami for. Miami has at least 2 or 3 first round picks. You give them back to Houston, boom, that's the perfect trade off. You're not giving up any players, and shoot, send Tua over there. Send Tua to Houston. It's a rebuild process, anyways. Once you let go of your franchise quarterback, so you might as well just let Tua go to Houston and let Deshaun Watson play in Miami. Because look what Miami did in the offseason. They drafted very well, free agency wise, signed a lot of big pieces. All they are missing, legitimately, is a quarterback. That's all
Hey,
they're
look,
missing.
the same thing, and not even about the draft, but you can look good on paper and go to the field and be trash. And I seen that with the Rams a couple seasons ago. But I do got some comments to read for you. He said, also Nate said they have a defense They have receivers. One thing I would say about this is, have you ever went to a fast food restaurant? Every time you went to a fast food restaurant, you got the food hot and ready. I mean, fresh. Not a little seasoned, but hot and ready. Hell no. Guess what? It's a hit or miss. And guess what? He goes down to the Dolphins, and what is he going to do? He's going to be like the rest of the quarterbacks in the head of the list. The last 5 years, they have not been loyal to one QB. Not even the damn one that got a draft. They didn't even keep him in the game for 5 games. He played 2 games. They said, okay, well, we thought he was our future. I got 2 games. He didn't even let the man play a whole season. Every time he got to a losing game they took him out and put a 9-year-old grandpa in there as quarterback and said, save us. What did he do? Blow some of them. He won some of them. And you think Deshaun Watson, he goes in there and they're not going to beat him the same exact way and had that 9-year-old backup back
They're
there?
not, because Deshaun Watson is better than both of them combined. You're missing that point.
I'm
Oh my
not.
God.
And the bottom of the line is, I see 49's better option because they're going to put that 9-year-old quarterback back in there. Ryan is not going nowhere.
Ryan Fitzpatrick will take his ass to the bench once they trade for Deshaun Watson. What you mean? He will sit back there and watch him be successful.
Here with 4 minutes left in the game, trying to save the game. Like, who is he? You would think he's worth a gold mine. How the Dolphins got him?
Would you rather have Ryan Fitzpatrick or Deshaun Watson during a 2-minute warning? If you have 2 minutes to get down the field and score, who would you rather have, Deshaun Watson or Ryan Fitzpatrick?
You got 2 minutes left in the game?
And you're trying to get down the field and score, Deshaun Watson or Ryan Fitzpatrick?
Now, are we talking about a good defense or a bad defense?
Deshaun Watson or Ryan Fitzpatrick?
All right. You want my honest opinion? Y'all ready for this? I'm gonna be very different.
If you say something crazy, I'm gonna leave.
You go ahead and leave because Deshaun Watson,
some nut shit.
he is. I'm telling you, going down the field. Have we seen him in any 2-minute crunch time? Have we seen him in any game-winning game that we like? Okay, he won against the game. No. And the bottom line is, I would have to say, Fitzpatrick would have to go in the field. I would believe him before I believe Deshaun.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe this nonsense.
But Deshaun hasn't proved anything. Look at the bottom line of what both teams had. Look what Fitzpatrick had at the Dolphins. He didn't have nothing. Who did he have?
A lot more than what Houston has.
Who did he have?
He had a lot more than Houston. Devontae Parker.
He had
Come on now.
Had
Didn't 2 of their running backs go for over 1,000 yards this year?
Where are they in the top 10? Where in the hell are they in the top 30? Nowhere. So they're irrelevant.
You don't have to be a top 30 player to be relevant in the league or productive.
Where y'all coming to? He had who? Hopkins said, I'm out. Hopped out. And guess what else? You had some other no-namers like everybody else in the league. No-namers. And guess what he did? Didn't do a damn thing. Nothing. Yeah, I'm disrespectful to Jake.
Literally, like Deshaun Watson came in like 3rd place for MVP votes this year, bro. Did we not miss that? Like, did we forget he played for one of the worst teams in the NFL this year, hands down? He lost his number 1 receiver, arguably the best receiver in football, and still put up MVP-like numbers. But yet you rather have Ryan Fitzpatrick and Tua Tagovailoa. No, we're not doing that. Can't believe you. I bet you if Deshaun Watson went to Green Bay, you wouldn't be complaining. After Aaron Rodgers retired, I bet you wouldn't be complaining.
Jordan Love is perfectly fine. We wouldn't. We don't need
you. Okay, you know what? Have a great night, Marquez. I don't know what you've been sipping on, but I'm gonna let you keep drinking because that Kool-Aid is not it, my brother.
We are perfectly fine in there, but we got more to talk about. That was one topic. Me and Cam was sitting here talking about how long would that take? Because we consider that conversation to be heated anyway, not in a bad way, in a good way. But before we stop talking about Super Bowl, and I forgot to mention this earlier, but I'm gonna start with Cam, and I'm gonna come to you. the Bucks. Do you see them from what they did this season? Went through Drew Brees, went through Aaron Rodgers, went through Patrick Mahomes, Heineke, all the QBs that we can name that actually did something in the game, and he still managed to get through. Do you see them going back to back? Bruce Arians and the guys said, "Hey, nobody's going nowhere. We're returning." Normally, when teams win like that, they start dispersing their members. I don't know why teams do that, Cam, and you might be able to answer this question. But teams, when they win a Super Bowl, the price tag go up obvious. We already know that because everybody got their one ring in a lollipop. Like I'm worth the whole damn cake. But in the same sense, taking a cut and getting back. But Cam, do you see the Bucks going back to back?
If those players take a cut, yeah, of course I do. But the likelihood of those players taking a cut in the way that they affected the game, like the game that they played in, no, I really can't see them taking a pay cut and coming back. If they do, trust and believe, they're going to win again. They are going the way that defense played. I'm not even talking about the offense. I'm not worried about the offense right now. I'm specifically talking about how that defense and how Todd Bowles has them playing. Blitz, those zone blitzes, the way that secondary stepped up in the second half of the season. Look, they had one of the best linebacking cores in the league. If they can stay together, bro, I'm telling you, they're gonna go back. And really, unless the Chiefs can like get themselves together in regards to a defense, they may not be back. Honestly, I can see Tampa being back easily because Drew Brees is gone, so he's out. Green Bay, I mean, y'all are still relevant, yeah, but y'all still can't get over the hump. That's
That's
the
what
issue. Like y'all get there, y'all just can't get over the hump, and it really boils down to like coaching screw ups within the last quarter of the game. That's what it really boils down to, and it always happens to y'all every year. But other than those two NFC teams, who do you have stopping Tampa? It can't be Atlanta. Matt Ryan's gone. Well, he's still there, but they're going to draft a quarterback this year, so you might as well say he's gone. I mean, like maybe the Cowboys, maybe if they can get a defense, but even if they look, Tampa
I say
Bay will be back.
I
Just
don't even
that simple.
the Bucks are just right now the combo that they have. If they, like Cam said, I agree with him, and we agree and disagree on many different subjects. But the thing of the matter is, with their mixture, the chemistry they got now with defense, and their defense is good. We've seen what they did against Patrick Mahomes. We've seen what they did against Aaron Rodgers. Quarterbacks that some people go, they're gods. They'll never get knocked in. But they see that they bulldoze their house all the way down. And even the quarterbacks like Drew Brees that did kind of defend the land when he needed, but then when they got to the playoffs, crumbled. And that's what you need. You don't need to obviously, like you say, Cam, win every regular season game. You need to win enough to get in the playoffs. But the matter of it is, you need to at least, and I mean at least, have a team that shows up in the playoffs. You see it across sports all around. You see it in baseball with the Yankees. Me and Cam, respectfully, Yankee fans, they go out in the playoffs. What the hell was that? Then you see many teams like the Clippers. I'm a Clipper fan. We go out in the playoffs. And then you see teams like Green Bay. You see teams like Cowboys and some more teams come in the playoffs and they get burnt out very easily. Very, very easy. The Breeze and the boys do the same exact thing. And it happens time and time again. But Marcus, what you think? Do you feel that Tampa Bay has what it takes to go back to back?
I would say it's a possibility because when you look at the NFC conference as a whole, the only team that I could see Tampa Bay competing with is Green Bay. But it all depends on how much of adjustments that Green Bay is able to do and able to fulfill just by the decision making that we saw in the NFC Championship game against Tampa.
And that's not even the bottom line, but I see some comments here. And Nate Dogg said other teams with a better defense than the Bucks. Right now, Cam, you may disagree with me on this. I don't see arguably right now, except for you may have one or two that have a better defense than the Bucks.
And then you gotta give credit to Todd Bowles and the Bucks defense. Like
Mhm.
it's like what Cam said before about how well Tampa Bay's Bucks defense blitz. But in that situational game against the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, they didn't really need the blitz like that because the front four or the front seven of the D line they were
Creating
just
so much pressure.
creating the
My
Patrick Mahomes
goodness.
to as though they didn't have to blitz so much.
We got connection back. Cam, just making sure. Can you hear me on that end?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, I think just a connection issue. It always happens. The world of technology, everybody's working from home and different stuff going on. Imagine what those little software, big softwares up in space are doing.
I can't hear y'all. That's crazy. No, I can't hear anything that you're saying right now. That's crazy.
Let's see. Let's see. Can y'all hear us perfectly fine now? And let's see, can they hear us there? And if they can hear us there, then we'd be perfectly fine to keep moving on. And we'll just have to move on from this view until we get something else running. I don't know what's going on with our software, but as the show must go on, and they can't obvious and see what's going to happen here. But the Cowboys sending out hype video across the world saying our time is now.
You don't even have your mug.
I don't have a mug. But the thing of the matter is, what do you say about that? Cowboys sending out a message, our time is now.
Well, when you look at the Dallas Cowboys, it's kind of tricky to even say, because we don't know what the future will be with Dak Prescott. But I do believe with Dak Prescott, they will at least franchise tag him again, or hopefully with Jerry Jones, they somehow work out a long-term extension for him to be that Cowboys franchise QB in the near future.
And I do like the conversation about Dak Prescott, and I really want to see what he can do or how he's going to do it in the